Yeah, Meet the Grams is the one I just listened to. What's up, everybody? Podcastalypse. We are live. It's Jason and Max. Sorry, I had to catch up on Meet the Grams before we went live. Max is slowly catching up on everything today, but out of the two of us, I think I'm the bigger hip hop fan. So
Yeah, for sure, absolutely.
So what happened is, I guess Kendrick was put on a list with Drake. Like, these are the three rappers now that are the.
It was Kendrick, J. Cole, and Drake, right?
Yeah, J. Cole released a diss in response. J. Cole quickly took that diss down, apologized, said, "I don't want any beef."
Because Kendrick released that song where he's like, right? That was the first shots.
Yeah. And then J. Cole released something, and then he pulled it off. Went to a concert, said, "I apologize to Kendrick. I don't want the smoke. I'm actually a fan." Left the beef. And then Drake comes off with a song called Push Ups, which as a song, it's fine. I am not a Drake fan. I just want to put that out there to the universe. So any compliments Drake gets from me during this means a lot. I'm just going to say that.
I mean, like, I can appreciate his talent, but I can appreciate his ghostwriter's talent, but his voice is annoying to me.
Me too. I see people. Kendrick makes a thing about how he doesn't like Drake when he sounds hard. That's the only time I like Drake is when he's actually like rapping. I don't like his auto-tune type voice sound that he's got going on. But anyway, Push Ups came out. It's fine. Taylor Made came out, and that song immediately lost me as soon as I heard AI Tupac hit the scene. I'm like,
and first was that AI Snoop Dogg also?
Yeah, and Snoop did release something. He didn't like call him out directly, but he did make like a TikTok where he said something. What's up, Wilkies? How you doing, buddy? So Taylor Made, he's dissing Kendrick for not releasing the song because he's afraid of Taylor Swift. But by the end of the song, Drake also says, "I too do not release during." So the whole song is counterproductive to like what.
Well, it's just soft. It just makes it soft. There's no. It's a bad diss track. Like, as soon as that's basically apology. Like, he basically did what J. Cole did. Like, oh yeah, you're not gonna put out with Taylor Swift. Oh, not I don't put out with Taylor Swift. That's not either. Like,
so then Kendrick released a song called Euphoria, where he uses 6 different rap styles during the song. So if one of the rap styles annoys you, don't worry. 20 seconds later, there will be a new rap style. He uses Drake's accent a few times on the song himself. He takes away Drake's inward pass. He pretty much just says, "I don't like you. Like, stop making up lies about me, and I won't put anything out about you that's true." He's like pretty much drawing a line in the sand. Just stop. So then, we thought, okay, everything's cool. And Drake was rumored to release yesterday. Before Drake could even get up yesterday, Kendrick dropped another track, which was like 616 to LA, which I guess if you watch the Degrassi episode where Drake's character is shot from the beginning, 6 minutes and 16 seconds into that episode, Drake's character gets shot. So that's what that is in reference to. Like, you come to LA, you're getting shot. So that was more of a more laid back, not as in your face as Euphoria was, a little more Kendrick Lamar sounding, because Kendrick's not really an in your face kind of rapper. So sounded more like. And then, guys, Drake released a song that I thought was really good rap. Like, he got a couple blows. I don't know if he didn't write it, then fuck the song. It no longer gets credence. But if he did write it,
like, it's a good. It doesn't matter if he wrote. Like, Drake sucks. We can all agree on that, right? Like, he's not that good. But the song still is a good diss track. Like, it's. I don't want to take away from the ghostwriters. They wrote a good diss track. But he didn't write it.
But you're supposed to, in these rap beefs, you're coming out and saying, "I'm the best." Well, you can't be the best if you're not writing your own shit.
Right, and I hear what you're saying. Like, with rap music, it's different than with songwriting, but it's a little different. But then also, hey, whatever. Like, it was a good diss track. I like it. I don't care.
No, it was a great diss track. I was really surprised. I even messaged my group because they also know how I feel about Drake, and I'm like, guys, this is good. Like, he got some hits on Kendrick. But then Kendrick released this other song that I just listened to. And this is some of the coldest shit I have ever heard in my life. He writes a letter to Kendrick's son, apologizing that his father didn't get an abortion, telling him that if you need to know what it's like to be a man, call me, I will teach you, because obviously your dad's not around. He writes a letter to Drake's mom saying, you should have taught your son how to respect women. You know, I'm sorry that he's out there doing this and that, blah, 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 blah. And then he writes a letter to a daughter that apparently Drake has, and I didn't know about, and apparently a lot of the internet didn't know about, saying, I'm sorry your dad sucks. Like, if you need a male role model, call on me. I'm there for you. And to any of other Drake's children out there that don't know who their dad is, to give him a call. He's got them.
That's all the super villain shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like the plot of, you remember Hook with Robin Williams? And Captain Hook's like, no, I'm going to take your son and I'm going to make him my son. You know, like that's, or even the D&D movie kind of had that same plot. But yeah, that's on some super villain shit. That is ridiculous.
Not only is Kendrick doing all these like wicked like jabs at Drake, but he's also doing the rap shit. So there's double, triple entendres. There's, you know, just metaphors galore. Like that, it is very rap. And I heard somebody say when they were talking about Drake, and a lot of Drake stans think Drake is winning this beef. I don't understand that, because Drake just doesn't have that rap skill that Kendrick has. People were saying, you know,
the Ghostwriters do though.
That's true. People are like, people are tired of hearing that complex rap that Kendrick and Logic and Eminem do. We don't want that anymore. We want this new Drake, spoon-fed, give me a binky, let me listen to some hip-hop kind of rap. And I hope Kendrick needs to win this beef, because we want to see hip-hop shift more towards what Drake does. And so far, Kendrick is slaying it. Like I said, Drake didn't even get time to even catch his breath after Euphoria before he hit him again with come to LA and I got you, dude. Like, don't mess with me. And then he drops this diss, which again, first time Drake has landed any blows, in my opinion. And then Kendrick hits him again with this. This is fucking low. As long as the rap beef stays on record, I am down for this entire thing.
I mean, like, I feel like if you're on either side of it, you're gonna think that side is winning. Kendrick is the better rapper. It's not even close. He writes all of his own stuff, you know, like at any point. And again, like, hey, if you want to use ghostwriters, like, awesome. Like, I just want to hear good music, but at any point where you use a ghostwriter, you're the worst rapper. You're not as good of a rapper because you need somebody else to write your raps. Like, that's just it. Like, there's no, you can't compare, you know, like hey, Kendrick is the better rapper. That's it. That's it. I enjoy, like, I'm enjoying this rap beef. I think it's really fun. But like, I don't understand how you can make an argument for somebody who uses ghostwriters versus somebody who doesn't. Like, the person who doesn't use ghostwriters and still gets as many people listening to their music is the better artist. like that's.
Well, I think the argument up to Euphoria was that Drake's diss track sounded better as songs, as musical songs, the songs you could listen to and jam to. And I kind of see that, minus the Tupac and Snoop thing. But
yeah, that again, Tupac thing, and it was shaky sounding at best. Like,
it was Tupac using Drake's style. It was obviously Drake rapping it with a Tupac vocal or voice put over top of it. But
that lost me. I was not. And then Snoop also, because like the Snoop one kind of pissed me off more than the Tupac one, because at least Tupac is dead. Like, you couldn't get Snoop to come on your track and do that, so you cheated. Yeah. And that's,
I understand
stupid.
On paper.
Like,
I understand the idea on paper. Like, okay, Kendrick's big in the West Side. Tupac is his idol. He really likes Snoop. I'm going to use his two people against him. But like Max said, you're not using either one against them. One, Tupac's no longer here, so you're taking that ghostwriter thing to a whole nother level. Secondly, Snoop is here. If Snoop wants to be in your rap beef, give him a call. If he doesn't, you need to leave his name out of it, because you don't want him joining this.
No, you could, like, and you know, Snoop's gonna, like you're saying, like, Snoop might have said a little something, but not like, you know, he's kind of staying out of it or whatever. But you couldn't get him, like, and you're just showing that you couldn't get him, or like, I don't know if you even tried or anything, but like, you didn't get him, and when he's there to get, so like, that just seems like a weak sauce move to me. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of any of that in the beginning of that song. I was just like, well, guy, I mean,
And I thought Drake picked it up at the end, but again, everything he was saying at Kendrick, he kind of undoes by the end of the song. So it's null and void. It doesn't mean anything. You can't use it as in your arsenal as a diss. But
Kendrick is winning. Kendrick will always win. He's just the better artist. Like that's, and I mean, like, hey, like if it's, music is subjective. Like if you're like, hey, I like Drake's music because I bop to it. Fine, like there's nothing wrong with pop music. There's nothing wrong with listening to music that makes you feel and yeah, if you don't want to get cerebral and you don't want to get, you're like, hey, I don't want to be all up in my head when I'm listening to music. I just want to listen to music. Like, that's fine. But you can't sit here and argue that one is a better rapper than the other when the one is A, writing all of his own raps, and B, he makes raps that you have to go do research from. Like it's you're like, wait a minute, what did he say? What does that mean? Clickety clack on the Google. Like that's I mean, there's just no point. Like, I mean, it depends on, I guess, what you're arguing. Like, what are you arguing? It's like, oh, okay, Drake makes more music that I just like to bop to. Okay, like that's totally fine. He is not a better rapper than Kendrick Lamar.
No, and honestly, back in high school, I might have listened to Drake. Like I'm in my point of my life where I want the more complex stuff because that's what I'm into right now. And maybe down before I would have listened to Drake, but Drake had just asked Kendrick to be on his new album like months ago. So like you can't hate this guy so much. But on the track of Drake's that I did like, he brings up some domestic abuse stuff on Kendrick's end. I don't know if it's true, but like I said, he lands blows within the song that I'm curious to see where it goes, because obviously this track that Kendrick just dropped is not necessarily in response to the one Drake just dropped, because they're too close to each other for him to have released that quickly. But I expect something. Every time I text Max, like there's an hour later, I text him again and goes, somebody else just dropped.
Jason's like, oh man, Kendrick and Drake are in a rap beef. I really want to talk about it because these songs are good. And I was like, oh, okay. And it was like, when we started having this conversation, it was like 3 songs. And then I was like, hey, send me all the songs so I can get caught up. And it's like 15 songs now.
It's 6 now. It's 6.
It's like 38 songs now. And I'm like, what is going on? Hey, again, like this is all fun. As long as nobody gets hurt, I'm fully down for this. It's I like seeing Drake take shots because F that guy. I mean, like he's got so it's like Tom Brady. Like you have to recognize the skill, but like you just got too much. Like you should know no person should be rich, be good looking, be a decent rapper, and have a 13-inch dick. Like that's not fair. That's not fair. I'm down for Drake taking shots all day. This is fun. This is a lot of fun.
It is fun. I'm in. Like I was talking to somebody about it. Like I can't. Obviously, Kendrick is produced by Dr. Dre. Obviously, Drake is produced by Lil Wayne and Cash Money Records. I don't see Lil Wayne getting involved in this whatsoever, and I don't think Dre will get involved.
That would be dope, though. Could Lil Wayne make music yet? Like, because I heard he there was some business deals why he wasn't really making a lot of music, and
I don't know, but I know like Lil Wayne is affiliated with like all of Aftermath and stuff. I think he would stay out of it because he doesn't want that Kendrick heat. I think he's a fan of Kendrick.
Look, if you like good rap, how can you not be a fan of Kendrick? Like that's my thing. It's like, hey, the dude is good. Like just objectively, you cannot argue that Kendrick is not good. Like he may not be to your taste, but you can't say that he's not a good rapper. Like that is absurd. So
I have a lot of like musical genres or artists that I will tell you are good, but I would never really listen to them because it's just not my wheelhouse. But I'm not going to take away their talent whatsoever. Like Taylor Swift is an artist that I think is absurdly talented, but I'm not going to sit here and listen to her every day.
No, I can't deal. I can't take it. But yeah, again, like she's not like the world star, like billionaire princess for nothing. Like that's not. This is not a Paris Hilton situation. Like she's actually talented. This is hilarious though. I'm loving it. Wilkie's Movies and Music. What's
up,
up?
Wilkie? How you doing, Corey? We met through a mutual friend on Whatnot, and he's gonna come and talk movies with me sometime on 3 Geeks. So I'm looking forward to that.
Shout out to another old friend of ours, Jason Fury. I just watched his little trip to the used DVD store on TikTok, and I was like, oh my god, I want to go to that store. Like this is great. But yeah, friggin'. Like what was the last good rap beef like this? Like you can't say anyone in Eminem because Eminem always just decimates everyone that tries to pop off, and like there's no back and forth. You know, like what was the last good like 8-10 track rap beef that we had? That would be a good album, the kind of thing to do. Like rap beefs, the album, like you just put the back and forth on there.
I've gone back since the start and been listening to some. I've been using YouTube Music more because I like YouTube Music because you can mix in the unreleased stuff with the legit release stuff, and I dig that. So I went back and I listened to all of the Cannabis LL Cool J beef. That was a pretty good one. I didn't know Wyclef released LL beef or LL diss track back in the late '90s, and that's freaking good. I would say probably Nas and Jay-Z was the last big one. I mean, Eminem and Machine Gun Kelly, but that didn't last more than a song.
That was two songs. That was MGK.
And MGK left the genre of rap for 4 years.
Yeah, afterwards. And then Eminem fucking just put him in the ground. That was ridiculous. That was so upset. But I'm like, why? No, like I would even say I don't know why people beef with Kendrick because like you. Don't do it. Don't do it.
That a lot of other rappers don't because he's got that quick mind. He can come up with all that stuff off the top of his head.
He's just arguably good. And like, I would actually, you know what I'd like to see? I would like to see Kendrick and Eminem beef. Yeah, I would love to see that. No, it won't happen. And you know, like, there's no reason for it. But I'm like, even like for fun, you know, like not a real beef, but even if they're just like, hey, like we're just gonna throw 3 or 4 diss tracks at each other, I think that would be super dope. Just because like it would be good music. You know what I'm saying? Like that would be.
I just want the two of them to do another song together.
I'm down for that too. I'm down for good music that I like to listen to. That's
well, we got a new Eminem album coming out in a few months. The Death of Slim Shady. I'm very excited. I hope Kendrick Lamar is on that. And fingers crossed. It's been 4 years since I've had a new Eminem album. Jonesing for it.
Yeah, but you need your fix.
Because I like older Eminem. Like I think I like him. I like his older albums better, but I think I like him as a rapper more now because of how complex he's gotten. But
and you know, it's more than just being offensive. You know, like Eminem's start was just like, hey, I can rap quickly, but I'm just going to offend you and say some outlandish stuff, and that's really what the hook is. But now it's like, hey, like I'm technically a good rapper, and I can speak on things in an intelligent way, and then that is like, yeah, and also, I mean, like, good God, like the guy is just good at rap. Like, that's
talk about Kendrick doing 6 styles in a song. Eminem does that too. But
yeah.
But back to the Kendrick. Kendrick is winning. He's up 3-1. I'm going to give Drake 1 point for that last diss track. I thought 1.5 for Drake. 1.5 because half of the 2 songs put together, I'd say. But yeah, Kendrick is winning on the inside. I cannot see him coming back from. I just can't see him picking up.
You know,
Kendrick would have to like lose all vocal capabilities, and then
maybe if somebody crushed his windpipe, then he would lose. But even then, he can still write it down.
Sign language rap.
Yeah, like he would be sign languaging some rap that would destroy you. Like and he can just write it like, and he can get the stupid AI bot that Drake used to do his own. Am I back?
Yep, we got it.
Okay, sorry. Where did you lose me?
I don't know.
Okay, well,
AI.
Oh yeah, he can clickety clack and use the stupid AI bot to do his own voice. So that's
allowed. That is allowed. I will allow that. Like rapper DOC back in the 90s had his windpipe broken and he can't rap anymore. Like If DOC decided I'm going to release a rap album, but I'm going to have AI do the vocals for me, and as long as he wrote the stuff and he's producing it, then I am okay with that. But yeah, guys, let's change this up a little bit because I want to talk about something. Do we still have Matt?
I'm here now.
Okay. All right, good.
This computer is garbage, dude. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go back to the freaking iPad.
If you guys really like the two people running for president, then you should vote for them. But I know a lot of people out there that do not. And I'm going to plead with you like I did 4 years ago, but especially now, because I don't think either one of these guys should be in the White House. And if you have a strong argument on why Biden and Trump should be president without giving me the bullshit rhetoric, I want you to comment below because I'd like to have a dialogue with you. But I'm just saying now is the best time, if any, to start looking outside. Like if everybody, will we win a third party candidate this time? No, not necessarily. Maybe, probably not. But if enough people decided that they wanted to go that way, you would get the other two parties to notice, and maybe some other better people would start rising to the platform that could maybe be better. Because, guys, this is coming from the Daily Show, but this is facts. They are the two oldest people to ever run for president, beating the record they set 4 years ago.
Yeah, they set the record, and now they're beating it. Like it's ridiculous. But yeah, it's also like in the primaries, like people voted. They're at the Democratic primary, but they were like, hey, like non-candidate, and that's not voting for Trump. That's not doing whatever. But it's showing the people who just read all these numbers and do all the polling and all this stuff. Hey, we need something different. You need to listen to us, and that's your vote is one of the only ways to really make your voice heard. So yeah, throwing your vote to the third party candidate. I mean, like obviously Trump is a criminal. You would not be in 91 different litigations if you weren't a criminal. But so I mean, like I guess Joe Biden's got that over him. But Genocide Joe, I'm not a fan of either. And I mean, shout out to the freaking Cricket the dog. Like I don't know what the Republicans got going on, but I'm not a fan of any of it. It's getting absurd now. It's getting ridiculous, and like the whole world's going to hell, and we are allowing it because we are letting these people be our options. So yeah, I mean, if there's a third party. If there's something else you can do to show that, like, hey, like I'm tired of this runaround that we're getting, absolutely. And there's no, I mean, like, and Jason, you're like, hey, like, try to sway me one way or the other with using actual arguments.
Well, I don't want to be swayed.
Or but like, hey, like, have a dialogue with me about like the actual arguments about like what these guys are trying to do or what they have done that is good. Not like, oh, just the other guy sucks. Like. Have a dialogue like that? No, you can't, because they both suck so much that it's there's no point in having these people. These guys are not the right guys.
No, I agree. And if you're a religious person and you're voting for Trump, I want to plead with you, because Donald Trump couldn't even tell you what his favorite verse in the Bible was. Sure, he used some bullshit that that's personal to me.
And he sells Bibles.
No, it's not personal to him. The fact is, he doesn't know. He doesn't know which one it is. And Joe Biden, all aside on that, like, is he even awake when he's president? Like, I watched his interview on the Howard Stern show, which shout out to Stern for having a sitting president on the show one way or the other. But I was watching the interview, and Joe Biden looked like he could barely keep his eyes open through the whole interview. Not because he was bored. He just looks tired. Like, it's their personal shit aside, like, just look at these facts. Like, this dude claims to be religious, and the religious white writers holding him up, but he can't tell you what his favorite part of the Bible is, and he can't even hold it right side up. Then you got this guy on the other side who looks like he's barely awake. Like, you're telling me that if either side found somebody better, they would win in a landslide right now. Like, in this election, they could win in a landslide. Instead, we got both of these people who I'm not a fan of either one running for president. And I'm not voting for lesser of two evils anymore. I'm done with that, because that's not what I want my kids to grow up in. I'm going to go out. I'm going to vote for somebody on the third party who I think is a good candidate. And I hope that enough people that share my opinion about, these two will go out and do the same, because we got to send a message somehow.
Yep. It's. I mean, like, when Donald Trump first ran and he said he was going to drain the swamp, like, I mean, like, I always knew this guy was a crook. Like, he's obviously a shady business guy. But I'm like, hey, you know what? If he shakes things up and gets all of these freaking, like, because it's not just the president and it's not just our presidential candidates that are the problem. Like, the entirety of our, like all the senators and the freaking representatives, all of them are awful. They're awful people. They're looking at these college kids who are doing peaceful protests, and they're like, send the National Guard in on them, send the cops in them. Like, in American history, we don't have a Kent State, like where innocent people got shot and killed by the government, and no one is like, wait a minute, this is America. This is the America we want to live in, where my senator is calling for my child who is peacefully protesting to get shot in the street. Like that's what's going on. Like, come on, I mean, it's not like, go out there. Yes, find somebody else to vote for. There are a few other people. And
Trump's potential running mate shot her dog because it wasn't good enough at hunting, I believe, is
Cricket the dog. Yeah, that's what I say. Shout out to Cricket the dog. The dog freaking was a terrible pheasant hunter. She went and chased after all the pheasants, and the poor lady didn't get to shoot any pheasants, even though, like, she's got a fridge full of food at home. Like, she's hunting for fun. This isn't like, hey, I needed to eat that. This is just fun, right? So Cricket the dog ruined the hunting trip, then went and killed her friend's chickens. She had to pay like $48 for some chickens. That sucks. And clean up some dead chickens. But you know what cleaning up dead chickens is? That sounds like a fried chicken dinner to me. That's what that sounds like. So, like, all these things are awful.
Shout out to Mick, who just corrected me. She's not his running mate. She's just on the list. Her name's Kristi Noem, Governor South. And she shot a goat.
She was. Oh, yeah. So the dog ruins the pheasant hunting trip that, again, was just for fun. Kills some chickens, which are cheap and replaceable. And that means that you get shot in the head. And
hey,
then,
man, I mean, the bar is so low to be a politician in America these days.
And then, hey, if you just happen to be an ornery goat, I named the goat Ballsack because I don't know the name of the goat, but I know that he wasn't castrated. So I just call the goat Ballsack the goat. If you're just standing around there and she's in the killing mood, it's your time. And again, like, it's not like she did any of this for food. It's not like she did any of this because there was any actual problems with any of these animals. You can just get rid of the animal. Like, you don't have to kill them. But she's like, oh, that's farm life and yada, yada, yada. Like, no. Like, when your horse breaks its leg and it's not going to live after that, and it's still alive, it's just a broken leg, but, like, there's no way for it to live, and you shoot it in the head, that's one thing. That is farm life. If you have a dog that is just a dog, there's no reason to shoot it in the head. Like, you're a psychopath. You're a psychopath. That's it. Yeah. And then she's proud of it. And then nobody would have known about this if she didn't tell us. Like, that's what blows my mind. I'm like, man, if I did that, I would never tell nobody. Like, that was.
But what's crazy is when and Mick told me about this in our group chat, but it didn't even bat an eye when I heard it, because it's just politics is normal. Like, oh, it's on the list to be Trump's running mate. That makes sense. Like, it just made sense to me.
Oh yeah, it absolutely makes sense. But I'm just like, wow, like, again, like, I'm a suburban kid. I've never lived on a farm, but I understand that, I've seen Old Yeller. Okay, I understand sometimes you got to put the animal down. This is not one of those times. That's the problem. You're sitting there acting like, oh, we don't know what it's like living on a farm and having to deal with all these things. Like, no. Hey, I get it. I get it. Sometimes you got to do the hard thing. Sometimes this animal that has helped you and worked with you and you fed and taken care of for a long time, something happens and you got to end it. You got to be the one. I mean, I've had dogs. You know, the dogs get old or the dogs get sick, and you got to go put them down. And I hate it. But you do it, right? Because it needs to be done. But this is not one of those times. Like, she's acting like this is one of those times. And it was not. And then, like, to make matters even worse, like, and this might be the worst part of it all. The kids come home. She might still have Cricket on her. And she's like, where's the dog? Like, the little girl. The little girl's like, where's Cricket? Where's the little puppy? I killed it. I shot the puppy in the fucking head. Like... yeah, so yeah, like it's crazy, it's wild, you know, and we need to demand better. We need to demand better. She should not be governor. She's a psychopath.
Again, guys, I like to have the conversation, so hit me up in the comments. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. All I'm going to say is if you don't like
that dog needs to be put down, Jason. You hear that barking ass dog? Shoot that thing in the head.
If you don't like the choices, you can do something about it. All you have to do is look for another option. That's all you have to do. Show them that you want another option. Even if your guy doesn't win, because a third party probably won't win. But if everybody who doesn't like the two options, and I'm telling you, it's probably 50% of America that doesn't like the two options, that just chooses to vote for the lesser of two evils. If you don't like the options, show them you don't by voting elsewhere, because you will make a difference. You will. Whether they care or not, that might be a different argument. We'll show them, like, we don't like this.
But how, like, look, the politicians know how they're yeah, okay, like like he had to shoot old Yeller. Like, that dog had rabies. That dog had rabies.
Right? Yeah. Dogs are barking. Riley, you can't do that. You got to watch out. That governor might come get you.
Yeah, no, Jason, you're going to have to take that dog out back and do the right thing, man. But you know, and one thing I want to say too, and my brother kind of like opened my eyes to this. If you are down for, you know, if you're agreeing with the protests and things that are going on in these college campuses, you don't have to go get arrested to be part of the protest. Go down there and bring them some water. Go down there and, like, because they have different things going on. They have different people speaking. A protest is not just like the things that get people arrested. It's a lot of different things throughout the day. So pitch in where you can, if you can, and you know, if you're supporting that, then there are things you can do that are not going to get you arrested. You know, I didn't think about that. I haven't gone down there because I was like, man, I got to go to work. I can't jeopardize anything I've got going on right now. But there's still a lot of things. Yeah. Yep. There's still a lot of things that you can do to be part of the protest, show support for the protests, without being the one getting arrested.
Well, we used all my topics. What, do you have any topics you want?
This was kind of it. You know, like, I just think it's hilarious about Cricket the dog and Ballsack the goat, and just like what we're willing to put up with. And it's like, you know, if you look at this from outside, it's got to seem like this super clown show that we've got going on here. And, you know, it's weird because, you know, like, the government isn't made up of or for real justice for Cricket. The government is us. We are deciding how we want to live. Like, in a society that we are living in, we are deciding, hey, collectively, these are the rules. This is how things should go. And for some people to kind of take that and just go to this different space with it, and it's a minority. It's a super minority of the people who are agreeing to it. Like, we don't have to agree to this, and there are ways where we can show that, like, this is not where we want to be living. This is not what we want to be living in, and But I mean, and this is a humanity thing. This is not just like, oh, America sucks. Like, I don't understand how in 5 we have not come to a better. Like, we're still following all the wrong people. We're still allowing these people to run things. So yeah, like that's my whole deal, is just like, we like, look at it, like every day that we're not closer to Star Trek is a day we're walking on the wrong path. And I don't like I don't think that it's like there shouldn't be anyone who's lesser than anyone else for no reason, and there's no reason that we should be like throwing away all this food that we could feed people with, and it's like it's cheaper and easier to write it off, and you have to throw it away versus giving it to somebody, and that's backwards. There's just so many like backwards things about the society that we live in, and again, like, this is not just the United States. This is there's I at one point I was talking to my brother. I was like, man, like, I just wish I could move somewhere, but where can I move that doesn't have this? Where can you go that doesn't have just history and even present actions and that are awful, that are just awful to people? And it's like, okay, if people matter, if you're going to say at all that people matter, then all the people matter. And you can't single out any one person for any reason. Now, again, like, if you're out there murdering people and yada yada, like, obviously you can't live in society. Like, that's not gonna make society work. But like, until you start murdering people, you should just get everything that everyone else gets. Why is healthcare? Why can't we do healthcare? Why should people have to work and live just to live? Like, it's so crazy to me just how backwards everything is, and we're not. This genocide is happening. This genocide is happening, and I mean, like, okay, hey, it's far away. It's not here, but we're funding it. We're paying for it. Like, if it's something that's happening far away that I can't do anything about, that's one thing. But we are sitting here collectively providing the bullets that are killing these people, and we're providing the soldiers that are stopping the food from getting in. We can stop doing that. We can just stop doing that, and at least we wouldn't have any part of it. And yeah, again, like, that's just my whole deal, is that everything's going so crazy right now, and everyone's just like, yeah, well, like, what are you supposed to do? I don't know. Stop paying for it.
Yeah, man. Facts. Well, everybody, Max froze again, but my dog needs to go out. Sucks. And instead of putting my dog down, I'm going to take her outside to pee. So I want to let everybody know out there, like we said, please, guys, think about that when you vote. Max and I are going to do more of these because election season's coming up, and I'm tired of being quiet. I want to come on here and I want to talk about my feelings and how I feel. I don't know everything about everything that's going on, but, I have thoughts. I have opinions. Max definitely has thoughts and opinions. We didn't even get into term limits and nursing homes and all that stuff. We can get much more into that later. But, I mean, what's important is that Kendrick Lamar is beating Drake. I mean, that's what we've done during this whole thing. Maybe those two should run for president. I don't know.
I would vote for Kendrick. I mean, like, Kendrick president, Drake vice president. I'm down for. Actually, like, Kendrick president, Eminem vice president. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, we can get into some rap beefs with other countries. Let's do it. Guys, like, comment, subscribe. Check me out on Scary Snobs over on the Scene Snobs channel. Check out 3 Geeks Podcast every Saturday at 7 p.m. We're taking tonight off. It's Star Wars Day. I'm going to a wedding that's Star Wars themed. Nice. Justin's in New Orleans watching the Rolling Stones, and Max is probably going to watch some Star Wars today.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna. I think I might try to, like, get in the Genndy Tartakovsky Clone Wars cartoons. Like, I haven't watched those in a while. Oh, dude, if you haven't seen them, they're so good. They're so good. I think they're on Disney Plus now. But regardless, they're excellent.
All right, guys.
Yeah, freaking Jason, go put your dog down.
All right,
that's
like, comment, subscribe.
Make sure you tell your daughter why. Make sure you tell your daughter why. Like, well, she was barking, so I had to shoot her in the head.
The damn dog wouldn't shut up. All right, guys. Good night. Bye.
Recycle your droids.